Just got finished watching the U.S. women's national team win gold in the Olympics, so I'm in a good mood, but there was some not great news that we read this morning here from Kevin AC. Dennis Lin tweeted it out yesterday about the torn ligament in Luis Arraez's left thumb. And this is the blurb in Kevin AC's Padres Daily newsletter about Arraez from this morning, saying that Luis Arraez told the Spanish media here late last night that he has been playing with a torn ligament in his left thumb. When we think about like torn ligament, that's like, oh man, that's not great. But Kevin says here that is not the drastic news it might seem. This is not a new or more severe injury than what has been known all along. A sprain is a tear in a ligament. It is a matter of degrees of sprain/tears, and the difference might be in the translation. Arraez hurt the thumb sliding into third base on a triple on June 25th and has started all but 5 games since. He has been told by doctors he can continue to play without further damage, and that while a rest of a couple of weeks will make him feel better, it would not solve the issue. He could get surgery in the offseason, though the feedback so far has been that the ligament will heal with a few months off. The Padres continue to monitor how Arraez feels each day. He was batting .310 at the time of the injury, is batting .280 in the past 29 games since, despite going 7 for 34. Sorry, that was my dryer. 7 for 34 in his past 8 games. He remains tied with Shohei for the NL lead with the .302 average. That just shows like how good he was playing before this all happened. Remember, he dealt with the shoulder thing. There was the dive in Kansas City. Then he's dealing with this. And so, yeah, he's a little bit banged up. We have seen the Padres sit Arraez based on some matchups. And also, probably it would help for him to have days off here and there. And that I am all for that. The question, though, should he go on the IL? The answer is no. Luis Arraez is Luis Arraez. He's still going to help this Padres team win. He still gets on base, usually at least once a game. Usually it feels like multiple times a game. He makes things happen, even if he's not getting on base in some at-bats. Let's say he goes 1 for 5 in a game. That one hit could be a big run that's driven in. Or he makes contact and doesn't strike out a bunch, move runners over, have guys behind him like a Jurickson Profar, Manny Machado, Xander Bogaerts, Jackson Merrill can drive guys in. So he's still helping this team. If he were to go on the IL, which again I don't anticipate and I don't think should happen, especially when I'm seeing here, like he could get surgery in the offseason, though, like him taking some rest now, it would not solve the issue. Rest a couple weeks, Kevin says here, would not solve the issue. So it would be one thing if it would solve it and you feel like you can get by with Crony and with Solano, but Luis Arraez, what he can bring to this team offensively, and this is a thing that's just going to linger throughout the year. That's just what it is. No, you tough it out. And it's not like Arraez is hitting 100. It's not the level that it was at, but that's understandable when you have a torn ligament in your left thumb. He's a lefty, so it's not his bottom hand on the bat, it's the top. But, I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, that's still going to be an issue. But it feels like every once in a while we see him shaking the hand out, which obviously we definitely know what's going on now. We knew that there was something going on. I think we knew that. It just didn't come out that, yeah, okay, torn ligament. That's what's happening here. But again, Kevin here says a sprain is a tear in a ligament. It's a matter of degrees of sprain/tears, and the difference might be in the translation. So yeah, he's not going on the IL. I am totally for him sitting a couple times a week if that's what it takes. You know, let's say right now the Padres don't have days off. There's going to be like 18 games in 18 days, I think. But when there's days off, use that to his advantage and then maybe take another day off during the week. It is a lefty, so let's say you have a lefty on the mound starting that day, take advantage of it. You know, you can still have Crony play defensively. I know he's not hitting great off of left-handed pitching, but if Arraez is feeling something, still have Crony be in there for defense, and you have Donovan Solano be the DH. It's not the end of the world, and then you can have Arraez if you need him to, and you're in a contact situation. You can have him come in if a righty is on the mound. I'm looking up his splits right now for this season, left-handed versus right-handed. Versus righties, he's hitting 320. Versus lefties, he's hitting 270. There would be a lot of hitters in baseball that would love to have a 270 average, so I'm definitely not saying, like, don't play Arraez in every left-handed situation. Definitely not. But use that to your advantage if you can. Jay Cronenworth in there, it's not the worst thing, especially, again, with the value that he can bring defensively as well at first base. And that avoids having Solano play first base, and he can DH. Manny, he's playing third base pretty much every day now, so it seems like things are good there. Not saying he's 100%, but much better than what it was, months ago, weeks ago, even. Xander Bogaerts, he's diving. He's more comfortable. It's been weeks now since he's come off the IL, and he's been one of the Padres' most consistent guys in terms of average. So, Luis Arraez, this is something to keep an eye on, obviously, and to watch his at-bats, and are there reactions with that left hand, with that torn ligament in his thumb? How will let's look at his numbers as the weeks go here. Is the average going to get below 300? And we're really seeing it affect him. It's something to keep an eye on, but it's still Luis Arraez. You want this guy in your lineup most days. There are plenty of teams out there that would love to have the talent of Luis Arraez in that lineup, even if he is hurt like this. Because what was the date that Kevin said here? June 25th. So I'm going to go to June 25th, and let's see how he is hitting since June 25th. It's not what it was before June 25th. I can guarantee you that. But so June 25th, I'm including that June 25th game against the Nats. He's hitting 277. So that's not 315. That's not Luis Arraez numbers that we're usually thinking it would be, right? But a 277 hitter who makes contact. He has 5 strikeouts. 5 in the last 30 games. June 25th through last night, August 9th. So someone that's not going to strike out, still just putting the ball in play, even if he's not hitting for average, depending on the situation, sometimes all you need is a ball hit and play. So he still provides a lot of value to this team. It's not what you want, obviously. You want him to be healthy, but at least this, if we're going to look at this like glass half full or look, bright side this, at least this is not Manny Machado, who, can hit you 30-plus home runs every year for the most part. It's Luis Arraez. He's not known for his power. So I feel like if you're going to pick someone to have a torn ligament, right, you never want it, but you probably want to pick the guy that's known for his contact, not for the guy that is a power hitter, because that could zap it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a MLB player, so I don't know exactly, when you're facing 97, what does that mean for your left thumb if you're a lefty in the batter's box? But I'd imagine if you're a power guy, that's going to affect you, and it affects Luis, but not the same, at least I hope, as it would for, like a power hitter. So at least we have that going for us, and they're winning, right? They're still winning. The Padres, by the way, today, they're going for their 16th win in their last 18 games. First time in franchise history that would happen if they get the win today.